Okay, hello. So this is Reforge, and Reforge is this. They have a lot of courses. So they have the growth series, which is useful for you, growth leadership, which is also useful when you're doing growth marketing. You growth marketing. This is excellent. I took growth marketing. I loved it. It was like when I was taking the course, I was like, I probably made every single mistake that they spoke about. And it makes sense because Reforge is not taught by like good operators or like good growth marketers. They're taught by the courses are taught by great growth marketers or like excellent people, like the top of the field in their job, and they work really hard to get them to teach things. And it's also at a good price. It's not like $2,000 for one course that's going to last you 2 weeks. It's $2,000 for a full year worth of every single course that you could take, and a lot of them are relevant, like marketing. If you're in growth and marketing, then you've got a lot of courses for growth and marketing. If you're between growth and product, then monetization, retention, those courses help. But if you're in all three, like growth marketing, growth product marketing, all of those three things, then you have every single course that could last you for 2 3 years, which is nice. So yeah, like if you look at their portfolio, like you've got people at Masterclass, Uber, First Round Capital, Netflix, Dropbox, Zillow, Gusto, like Wealthfront, Greylock Partners, Walmart. Like you won't find this list anywhere else. And it's not just like Reforges condensing their knowledge and sharing. Like they actually work very hard to bring those insights. You will not find this anywhere else. But Reforge also has some problems. And I wrote a little bit on this very in-depth blog post that a lot of people have read. But basically, Reforge has this problem where it's very dense. So you have to slow down to absorb things, and it takes very long, especially if you want to do a good job with it. So yeah, it's gonna take it's hard to consume. It's not like, oh cool, I got it done in quickly. When some of the programs that I've taken on Maven were pretty easy, like they weren't difficult. It was $2,000 or like $1,000, but it was easy. I was able to complete easily. And this one's like difficult. It's rich. It's hands-on. It's very. Um, it's a serious course. So I like that about it. It's not a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, just a bigger commitment. Um, and I also wrote a lot of stuff here. You should read this article if you're considering Reforge. The problem with Reforge is that you won't be able to take this when you are in the early stages. Like if this is the first growth marketing course that you're setting out to complete with no experience, Reforge is not the right one for you. If you are not running a SaaS business, then Reforge is not right for you. If you're not, like when I say SaaS, I mean software. If you're doing like D2C businesses, then Reforge won't be helpful, because Reforge is not going to teach you things like influencer marketing or paid ads or anything like content marketing or copywriting. It's not going to teach you those things. What it is going to teach you is how do you think broadly, like how do you step back and see the big picture, and what are like, it's not just tactics after tactics after tactics. What's your strategy? What's the big picture? What are you missing? And it's nice. There are a lot of things that are good about Reforge, and I think it's best to pair it up once you have some experience so that you're getting better at what you do. I think there are other reviews that are also really good that I should highlight. So, retention and engagement track is also very good. If you see that there are a lot of like counterintuitive things that Reforge will teach you. So, as a growth marketer, your focus usually is on acquisition. You think like, oh, acquisition's what's going to work, but actually, it's retention. Customers that you're bringing should last. How do you select channels? Do you want to look into like habit loops, or do you want to or like do you just want to do paid ads? So I'll give you an example. For one of the companies that I was working at, i I did something interesting. So I let me find that for you. Yeah. So I added top of funnel awareness to 60 million users at absolute, like, at no cost for us. And this was great, but I was only able to get this because of Reforge's knowledge. I wouldn't have gotten to this outcome and after those long list of failures had it not been for Reforge. So I reached out to Michael, who was an EIR at Reforge, or entrepreneur in residence, and I asked him for, like, hey, this is my strategy, can you critique it, can you give me feedback on what could be the things that would make it fail. And then every time I was working on something like this, I would have someone critique my strategy and try to find holes in it. And then we would go out and test and experiment. So it was very helpful. And if you see, like Vincent said, something really nice, then like a lot of people commented there was a great partnership. Yeah, I would say like Reforge helped me actually get better at my job. And for the first time, I was seeing results that I really, really liked and I was very proud of. So that is what Reforge did for me. And then that's what like most other people are saying, that I don't know what this is, but this is Glassdoor. It might seem like it's mostly for PMs. So if you're like I said, if you're more in like software SaaS, then this might be relevant. If D2C, not as much, still relevant. Like learning about habit loops, learning about trigger moments, it's amazing. It'll change the way you do marketing forever, or growth forever. So yeah, I mean, if you have the money, if you have the time, it's worth taking, and it's best to pair this up with experience. It's more it's very popular, that is for sure. Like, it's the gold standard. Reforge is better than having like an MBA, basically. People like to see Reforge more often than they like to see, or at least hiring managers who've known their who know that it's a lot of work, it's difficult, it's not easy, they'll try to look for Reforge. The good thing about Reforge is it'll not promise you wins. It'll promise you failures and it'll tell you how to learn from those failures. A lot of these growth hacking sort of courses will tell you that wow, you can change the world. You can get so many leads. You will become a millionaire in no time. Like, they promise the world, and that's not true. Growing a company is hard work, it's not easy. And the more real marketing, and like the more real a course is about acknowledging the fact that most of us are going to fail more than we're going to win, is nice. Because yeah, like if anyone says that you're going to win, it's yeah, I mean, like, it doesn't make sense to me. um This one's also about another review, and let me take a look at this course. So yeah, like they're repeating, it's mostly for people who are working in tech startups. These are the personas that it might make sense to you. If you're on a career path towards management in startups, yes, it's helpful. There is one constraint though. If your team doesn't understand these fundamentals, it becomes like you have to actively coach them to do that. Reforge knowledge is not publicly available. So a lot of times when I focus on certain metrics, I know that like most people don't have the context of why I'm focusing on certain metrics or like certain strategies. But you could teach them why it is that way. But I find like teaching to be very hard, because you have to be excellent at communication, and I don't find that I am yet, but getting there. But yeah, the other thing is just like building on trust. If you've done good work in the past, your team's going to trust you to make some decisions, and it helps. Um, so yeah, basically that is the review of a growth course at Reforge. You should read my blog. I find it. I spend a lot of time reviewing it. Plus, you can check things out. So I have these guest passes that you can try out. Go for these three. I picked one of the most popular ones. But if you want to try something else, send me a message and I'll send you a guest pass. I don't get anything, no affiliate, no, like I get zero incentive. If you use this guest pass, it also doesn't cost me anything. So if you want to use it, yeah, you can. Well, all right. Thank you so much. And see ya. Bye.